Good evening, guys. Good evening from the final takeaway. Welcome to our live stream. We're welcoming all new and returning viewers. We were scheduled to start at 10, sorry, at 8 p.m. It's now 8:03 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe it's the same time as Guyana. And we are waiting for some more of our followers and audience to come into the live stream. So far, I see Dude North, Took North. I saw you earlier. Yes. Good night, everyone. Ruben is back. Ruben from Venezuela. Hello, greetings from a survivor of chaotic elections. Okay, thank you for letting us know that, Ruben. Yes. So as we await the arrival of a couple, maybe another 100, we usually like to start with around 300 viewers. So right now we're at 200, at the 200 mark already, and it's 8:04 p.m. We are going to hang tight for a moment. So when everyone comes in, at least 300, 400 people, we're going to let you know what's on the agenda this evening. Of course, as you can see on your screen, let me know if you can hear me very clearly and you can see the screen. Those are the two most important things before we start. So just give me a heads up and let me know that you can hear me loud and clear and that you can see the screen, okay? We have a number of things we want to share with you. So I want to make sure that we have optimum visuals for all of you. Good evening, Bunny. Good evening, Bunny 735. Welcome to the live stream. For those of you who encouraged us to come back and do a live this evening, we want to thank you for that encouragement. It's been a long day, I'm sure for you guys as well, but we wanted to keep our promise, well, our word that we will come back and bring you any breaking update this evening. And we do have breaking updates for you. And we certainly want to hear from you as to what you think about the status of the elections at this point in time. What's your forecast for tomorrow, say tomorrow, and how you see this all unfolding in Guyana. If you live in Guyana, what's the atmosphere like there this evening? Hi, Jabari Welch. Good evening. Welcome back. You were here earlier. Yes, you were. And so that's what we're going to be doing this evening. If you can tell us also where you're coming in from. We do have Ruben from Venezuela. Ruben has been a loyal supporter and follower from day one, I think, at least within the first month or so, when we were focusing a lot on the Venezuela-Guyana border controversy. I think that's how Ruben found our station, and he has been a loyal fan. Hi, Jabari. What's up, everyone? He says, what's up, everyone? Marsha Alexander. Good evening. Good evening, Marsha. Ratcliffe. Good evening. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Great. That's most important. I don't want to be chatting away here and you guys have no idea what I'm saying, okay? So, yes, we have almost 300 viewers now, so we should be starting shortly. So we appreciate your patience. We want to have, when we start, so we don't have to start over, and then maybe at the midpoint, we could recap for those viewers that came in after we started proper. Raymond Sukram says he's, I believe, coming from Guyana. You're in Guyana? Okay. Welcome. I don't remember seeing you in this chat before. So yes, if this is your first time, we welcome you. Marsha is coming in from Trinidad. Welcome, Marsha. Chucky says, where are you coming from? Okay. Alrighty. Let's keep the focus on the elections and then we can talk about the other stuff, okay? Yes, I appreciate you asking that. We are live from our studio and we enjoy bringing you information, news, analysis, critiques, commentary, which is what we're doing tonight. And just remember, this live stream is not like this is not a newscast, right? This is more of this is a channel that brings you information, and we want to dig deeper. We want to go beneath the surface and give you a wider perspective on some of the issues and events that's occurring. Mostly we're covering Guyana. We do some things, some coverage from countries in the Caribbean. We've done Trinidad, I think, Jamaica. We do the USA sometimes. We do cover Venezuela. as it relates mostly to the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy. Lately, it's been very quiet because, and of course, lately, Venezuela is consumed with the United States and its presence in that region. Budu says, what's going on for the elections? Okay, so that's why we're here. So now we almost have 300 viewers. In just about a minute, we're gonna jump right in. Let me tell you what we're gonna be talking about this evening. So, welcome everyone. The agenda for this evening: expect discussions on one or more of the following: breaking elections news, official statement by the Department of Public Information, the DPI, an official statement that came out minutes ago, and GECOM's official election results update. Also, we're going to hear from APNU, the APNU, an announcement from the leader, Aubrey Norton. We're also going to tell you what's up with that party, and yes, some major development. You're also going to hear from the Win Party leader, Azzuddin Mohammed, who also made an announcement. We're going to be running those clips and giving you and keeping you up to date tonight with what's happening down in Georgetown, Guyana. We won't be really tracking the statements of polls. All the statements of polls are in 100%, so we don't need to do that this evening. And of course, our live chat with our viewers, our fans and subscribers, who are the reason why we're here. Without you, we don't have a channel. We could have a channel, but it's really not a channel unless we have you guys to your support. So we want to thank you so much, and we always like to remind you how much we appreciate you. Okay, we can't say that enough. We have one more person. We'll have 300 people in the live, and so we're going to start with the first thing. Let me transition over to. Okay, good. So we're talking elections and elections results this evening. It's September 3rd, 2025. The elections was on September 1, 2025. Everything went well for the most part. And on yesterday, which was September 2nd, we heard from the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Civic, who's also the Vice President of the country. We heard from him last evening. If you were here, and if you weren't, I'll recap. He basically came out prematurely and stated that the PPPC won the elections. And while, of course, supporters were excited, political critics and the opposition and, anyone who has a stake in this, as stakeholders, some stakeholders thought that was not necessarily the best way to approach this, that Dr. Jack Dio could have exercised some patience and waited until GECOM, which is the official body to announce anything about and declare the results and who's the winner, should have waited on GECOM to make that declaration. However, I guess the party was excited and it wanted to let its fan base know that, hey, we are leading. But in terms of ethics, and I'm not sure if that's a violation of GECOM's law, but I didn't hear GECOM say anything about that. So maybe that's okay to project, but not only did Jack Dio project or predict, he announced that the party had won, okay? And that can be misleading in some cases. For instance, Region 4 wasn't called yet, and so he went ahead and called the election on his own, even though Region 4's results were not in. And historically, Region 4 is the APNU / AFC, not AFC, sorry, but you can say that, and PNCR stronghold. So that was kind of created an issue. But we're at September 3rd, 2025, which is today, this evening, and here's where we're at. Okay, all the results for the elections are in and have been declared by GECOM. So it's official. All 10 regions, the votes for all 10 regions have been counted and declared by the Guyana Elections Commission. So that's the first thing. We had 6 parties contesting the elections. We had the incumbent, the PPPC, led by Irfan Ali. The opposition, the main opposition, led by the Partnership for National Unity, led by Aubrey Norton. We had the Win Party, a new party, We Invest in Nationhood, led by Azzuddin Mohammed. Also, to your lower left corner, Miss Amanza Walton Desire, who is the leader of the Forward Guyana movement. And I must say that this party performed It's a female-led party, and it's a brand new party. And she had this party had some issues with their ballots being excluded from at least 3 regions. And I'm telling you, this party performed. And right now, I'll tell you what position this party is in. Then we have the AFC, the Alliance for Change, led by the famous attorney in Guyana, Nigel Hughes. And we also, last but not least, another female-led party, the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity. Yes, I got that right. The ALP party, led by Simona Brooms. So now that we put that in perspective, for some people who want to bring it, tonight we're going to bring it all together for you, okay? So when you leave here, you have a good understanding of the start to the finish. So let's talk about what the Department of Public Information. I'm going to bring that up on the screen. Well, actually, I'm going to let you know what they said. Okay. Welcome. We have going on to 500 viewers this evening. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who are joining us now, welcome. Ram, and tell me how you're feeling. Tell me if, you don't have to tell us which party you voted for, but let us know how you're feeling. We have Ramesh Amne from Florida. Okay, yes. Okay, let me get to it, okay? Let's get to it. So, GECOM declared results, like I said, for all 10 electoral districts. The PPPC, according to this press statement, the PPPC emerges with the clear majority. So that is the big announcement. That is the most important update for this evening. So yes, if you feel great and you have the news, you want to leave, that's okay. If you want to stay in the chat, we can continue to have a conversation, okay? Because we're going to be doing commentary as well. The incumbent People's Progressive Party, that's the press statement, it says, the PPPC party is on track to secure an overwhelming victory in the 2025 elections, the general and regional elections, as the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, has declared results for all electoral districts. Based on the results seen by the Department of Public Information, the PPPC will secure its second term, winning 8 of the 10 electoral districts. And let's call the figures, with 242,498 votes. That's where we at this evening at 8:16 p.m. on September 3rd, 2025. We were expecting the results tomorrow, but hey, it came a day early, and this is official by GECOM. The PPPC has taken the lead in regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. How many? Those are, oh my, those are 7. Oh, no, 8 actually. 8 regions. So while newcomer We Invest in Nationhood snatched APNU's stronghold, regions 7 and 10, the Win Party grabbed 109,066 votes. Meanwhile, the PPPC has made history in regions 4 and 8 as they secured the most votes for the very first time. Now, this is questionable when we hop over to the opposition. For the opposition, this is questionable. And so we will discuss where we're at as far as how the opposition, the Partnership for National Unity, is taking this information. These regions, speaking of the regions 4 and 8, where the PPPC dominated, according to GECOM, these regions have historically supported the People's National Congress reform led by APNU. And also, well, I can show you the map. I can give you a quick glance at the map quickly. Let's see if I can show you the map so you can have an idea. Yeah, okay, great. So let's take a look at this electoral map right here. Maybe I'll bring it up some more so you can see it closely. Okay, all right. So here is this map, and it shows you, yeah. This is the map here. Now, I'm not going to go into interpreting the different regions and how many votes for the different regions, but if you like, I'm not sure if we can upload the. Okay, you can always check out the GECOM website, and it will break it down for you as to all the votes in the various regions. Okay, so yes, so yesterday, like I said, Dr. Jack Dio was so excited, and he couldn't withhold his excitement based on the information that they had received at that point in time, and he went out and announced to his supporters that the PPPC had won the elections overwhelmingly a day before the official results came out. So I want you guys to tell me what you think about that. You can listen right now.
So thank you for coming out here. It's still a bit early. You'll be notified further about what we'll do to swear in President Irfanali. But as you can see now, based on all the SOPs that are uploaded and the tabulation process that's going on, that the PPP has won an overwhelming victory. Right. Yep. And I want to thank you on behalf of myself, the Executive Secretary, and all the other members of the party, on behalf of President Ali and Prime Minister Mark Phillips, for all the work that you did. Yes. People like you and many others across this country have been at the forefront of the struggle to take our message to Guyanese, and people across Guyana have listened to us and they have supported us. And as a result of their support, we crossed that threshold, which was an important threshold, which is not just winning the presidency, but going into Parliament with an increased majority. With an increased majority. And so we are looking forward now to continuing the work, serving our people. And once again, let me thank you for being here. Please go back home. You'll be notified. Celebrate in your own way. There'll be many opportunities for us to celebrate in the future. You'll be invited to some events for that to happen.
Okay, guys.
But thank you all for being here tonight, okay? Please go back. Yeah. All right. Okay, then. All right, take care. Right, okay.
Alrighty, so you heard for yourself. You heard from Dr. Barrett Jagdio last evening, saying that the PPPC had won overwhelmingly and more significantly has increased its majority seats in the parliament. Okay, that is of significance. We don't know by how much as yet. We do know the minimum to take power from the minimum amount of seats any party needs to get in order to take the government's to take the government or to take the presidency is 33 seats. That's the minimum majority. So we're eager to see how much after GECOM officially declares the PPPC the winner. So we do still have, technically under the law, there's still another step, even though the results are leaning PPPC based on the declarations by GECOM. GECOM, I believe, still has to come out and say this is the winner. Now we have a caveat, which we're going to talk about now. Okay, the APNU is rejecting the idea or the announcement that the PPPC won Region 4. Okay, let's take a look at the results from Region 4. Okay, so let's show you what we have here. On your screen, we have the official results from GECOM right here on your screen. You should be able to see it. It's not quite clear the way it was scanned by GECOM and uploaded. It's not very clear to my naked eye either. So if you can't see, I can read the numbers for you. Okay, so according to this declaration, the People's Progressive Party, Civic, all the way here, has won Region 4. And it's being trailed by APNU so the PPPC gained 87,536 votes, with APNU trailing in second place with 46,956 votes, and number 3 in third place, the We Invest in Nationhood Party, gaining 41,607 votes. Now stick a pin here. If you follow this station, over the weekend we uploaded a couple of videos talking about we kind of predicted that Win will splinter the votes. This is the classic case on point here, that Win, based on these figures, splintered the votes. So technically, if there was no Win here, let's say Win didn't participate in this election. Let's imagine for a moment that Win wasn't here, and these 41,607 people voted for, let's say even all for APNU, then APNU would have been the winner. But even then, we don't know if this 41,000 would have voted outrightly for the APNU, or they would have voted some for the PPP and some for the APNU. And even then, based on these figures, the PPPC may have still emerged the victor in this region based on this declared results for Region 4. Okay, moving on. So let's see. Let's take a break and take a look before we move on in a minute. Julia says, good night, everyone. The PPP did not win in Region 4. They rigged in Region 4 and 8. Okay, so you guys are free to share your opinion, your thoughts, what you think. Let us know what's happening on the ground. If you had a certain experience, if you observed something, you heard something, you are free to tell us in the comment section. Ruben, okay, he's responding over there. Ramesh Amne says, I think this was the most transparent elections ever held, and we have to abide with the results and need to come together. Now for one Guyana, together we build, divided we fall. I can't argue with that. Togetherness, unity, yes, of course. Free and fair elections. It's questionable at this point, not from the final takeaway, but from the opposition parties. And not only the APNU is questioning the results, and the APNU has requested, this is a big deal, this is a big announcement, a recount of Region 4. So that's another big news that we wanted to deliver to you tonight if you haven't heard us yet. We're going to run the clip with Norton talking about that. And let's go back to talking about free and fair elections and transparent. Well, we want to tell you that the We Invest in Nationhood Party, Mr. Azruddin Mohammed, disagrees. According to the Win Party, this election was not free nor fair. And, of course, we have something queued up for you. You're going to hear from Azruddin Mohammed yourself. Let's skip over to Aubrey Norton, who's asking for a recount. And before I'll come back to tell you what transpired after they requested the recount. Let's skip over to Norton right now. Okay?
How long before?
Okay. I'm going to have to, one moment. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, let's bring in Norton right now. Okay. Okay. Oh no, that's not the one. One moment. That's not the one. 1 second, guys. Good. We have something here for you right now.
From the inception.
Okay. Hang tight. So you guys have it there. Let's go.
The inception, we contended that a padded list will create conditions for illegalities in these elections. We are convinced that is the case. We have seen in Region 4 something very implausible, that we will drop from 120,000 plus votes to 40-something thousand. It has never happened in any elections in the world. Also in Region 10, we moved from complete domination of the region to having lost the region, something we have never seen in this country. While all of this is happening, while we were involved in the count at Region 4, there were many unsigned statements of poll. There were also statements of poll that had no numbers. Of course, we objected. We also recognize that there are many Commonwealth citizens who voted that didn't meet the domicile criteria. All of these, we believe, would have contributed to our conclusion that there are a lot of irregularities in these elections. We have asked for recounts in regions 4, 7, and 10. We will continue to pursue these issues. We have spoken with other opposition parties, and so they are aware of our position. We want to urge you to stay focused. We want to urge you that it is not the end. We are going to challenge these results until we get to the bottom of how these irregularities and illegalities occur. Thank you.
2 ex-NASA engineers just created a portable AC that is making
Okay, so you heard for yourself from the leader of the APNU, Aubrey Norton. Okay, so far we're moving sequentially, top to bottom, letting you know what's up, who's saying what, and where we're at right now. So according to Norton, in summary, they're not having it. They are not having it tonight. They're not having it today. They are not buying the fact, well, not the fact, what the results say, that the APNU did not perform the way the APNU expected to perform, and the way the not the APNU specifically, the opposition under all of these umbrellas performs during the election cycles in the past. So, however, and he did say, Mr. Norton said, I think he mentioned the word implausible, saying that basically it's almost near to impossible that the PPPC could dominate in Region 4, an opposition stronghold. Well, you know what? Things change, things happen, minds change, people become more enlightened. It's not impossible, but I can see his argument. But you let me know in the comment section what you think. If you think that the call for a recount was necessary and what you think is going to come of this. So the basis for calling for a recount, as Norton highlighted, is their citing of irregularities that contradict the concept of free and fair election. So, and by right, a party has a right to request a recount, so they are in the right to do that, and they are requesting recounts not only for Region 4, but for Region 7 and Region 10, which are traditionally the opposition stronghold. Okay? Now, GECOM, you let me know in the comment section. Please, you let me know what you think about Norton requesting a recount. So, in the meantime, let's skip over. Let me tell you what GECOM says. So GECOM has responded to Norton's request for a recount, aiding the process of free and fair and transparent elections all the way up to the declaration and maybe after. So I'll tell you what GECOM says. Before I tell you, let me see if I need to recognize anyone else who just came in. Okay, Delisa says, yes, a recount is necessary. Thanks for sharing your view. Shazila Ali says, boy, since I small, it always have rigging in Guyana elections. Ramesh Amne says, any proof of that, Julius? Okay, so you guys are going back and forth with each other. We do have about over 500 people in the live stream still. So again, like I said, we're not going to drag this on too long. We just wanted to give it to you and be done with it. We know you have to work tomorrow. Some of you, maybe most of you, tomorrow is another day for the final takeaway. And so, yes, so we want you to be off early this evening, earlier than last evening. Queen Letta, I saw your message. Thank you. She said that she basically applauded the final takeaway for the coverage that we have provided, being that this really is the first time we're covering the elections. This channel is brand new. If you take a look, it's it's about a year and a half, I think. So the fact that we are able to do this, it's a big deal for us, okay? And thankfully, the elections came this year. It gave us an opportunity to go live with you guys and to keep you up to date to the best of our ability. Okay, so thank you so much, and thank you to all of you who have provided positive feedback to us about our channel and how we're doing. And of course, you can also give us negative feedback because we want to grow. Criticisms, it's not always bad. It can be good if you look at it from a specific perspective, from the being optimistic about it. You can grow from criticisms, and we want to grow on this channel. Okay, who else? Let's see. Julius Henry. Good night, everyone. The PPP didn't. Okay, yes, I read that earlier on. Okay, all right. Let's go. Let's let you know quickly what GECOM said in response to the APNU's request for a recount. Okay, I'm going to show you, and then you can read along with me as well. Okay. So, like I said, I know the Guyanese population, whether they're in Guyana or any part of the world, they like show and tell. So we like to show you what we are telling you. So when you leave here, you're leaving here with solid information, and nobody can say, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. No, you saw it. You saw it with your own two eyes. GECOM says, GECOM approves the request for recount of ballots cast in Subdistrict 4 of District 4 on the 3rd of September, which is today. The Guyana Elections Commission has received a valid request for the recount of the ballots cast in Subdistrict 4 of District 4 from the Partnership for National Unity, the APNU. In this regard, the Commission will conduct the recount on Thursday, September 4, which is tomorrow, 2025, from 8 a.m. in the morning, using a total of 25 workstations. The recount exercise will proceed uninterrupted until completion. In view of the foregoing development, the Chief Election Officer, Mr. Vishnu Prasad, has written to all political parties informing the APNU's request and the need for each party to ensure that at least one accredited agent is present for each workstation. So, in a nutshell, the Guyana Elections Commission has approved APNU's request for a recount of the ballots in Subdistrict 4 of District 4. So Subdistrict 4 of District 4, I'm not sure if this is all of Region 4 or a part of Region 4. I don't see it says here anything about the other two regions that the APNU is requesting recount for, which are Regions 7 and 10. So I guess we will wait to see what will come out maybe tomorrow or later on this evening, but we are going to be updating you, like I said, all the way to Inauguration Day, which is the swearing in day, and even after that, we are still going to be here with you guys. Let us know what you think about all of this in the comment section. the next thing we're going to do, we haven't forgotten, we're going to hear from the Win Party leader. So if we have people who are supporting the Win Party in the House, we are going to bring in your leader, and you're going to hear what he thinks about this election cycle right now.
We have
Alrighty, so let's skip over and hear what Azruddin Mohammed has to say this evening. Okay, we're all queued up. Let's go. Let's go.
My fellow Guyanese citizens, we have arrived at a critical point in the history of our nation. Within the past few days, we have had numerous and credible reports of grave irregularities in the conduct of these 2025 elections. Reports of statements of poll going missing, tampering with ballot boxes, and wholesale victimization have reached us from across the nation. We have also been made aware of the voting by Bangladeshis, Indians, and Venezuelans, even though they do not reside in Guyana for the prescribed amount of time. These are grave matters that undermine the pillars of our democracy. We have seen suspicious activity in the polling places. We have seen political manipulation of such a scale as to be overlooked. The PPPC has employed government resources for campaigning and has made efforts to buy votes with land, steel, sand, stone, and cash ranging from 500,000 to 800,000. In our Amerindian communities, we have seen cases of vote purchasing, threatening, and harassment of our indigenous brethren and sisters. These are deplorable non-democratic behaviors and cannot be permitted to define our future. Let us be blunt. These elections were neither free nor fair. Numerically and politically, it is impossible for the PPP to have won in Region 4, where they have little or no serious support. The use of state power and taxpayers' money in propping up their campaign is a betrayal of the Guyanese people. They even had tents set up along the east coast of Demerara, right outside the polling stations, with a lot of their supporters out there, looking at everyone entering these polling stations. How is this possible? A lot of our supporters living in these communities were scared to come out and vote. This is not democracy. This is dictatorship. The Win Party has requested recounts and will await confirmation. However, it is important to note that no matter the result, our aims and mission remains the same. We will never abandon, neglect, or disrespect you, the Guyanese people. With all the victimization, political harassment, intimidation of myself and my candidates, and also my supporters, we in the Win Party, a 90-day-old movement, have shaken the pillars of Guyana's political establishment. We have proven to this nation and the world that there is such a thing as change, and that the Guyanese people are willing to rise above fear and tyranny. The numbers reflect a group of people tired, frustrated, and pleading for betterment. To our movement, my candidates, my supporters, I wish to thank you for your dedication, perseverance, and steadfastness. You stood beside me and you fought for the Win movement, even when your hands were tied due to victimization, and for that, I will be eternally grateful. To our supporters, our voters that stood in the lines on Monday to cast your vote for change, for justice, for progress, I thank you, I am grateful for you, and you trust in me and my government. And I am sorry we did not receive the expected result. But you, the people, know as much as I do, it is never an easy fight when the playing field is titled by those who resort to manipulation and dishonesty. To all who are disheartened, I say this: do not lose hope. We will not be silenced. We will not retreat. The Win Party will continue to be your voice, and we will ensure that our voices are heard loud and clear. We will fight for the care, respect, justice, and integrity which each Guyanese man, woman, and child is entitled to. It is a dark day for our country, for the vulnerable who are struggling to make ends meet, for the single mothers fighting for their children, for our pensioners barely making it by, for our children that are poverty-stricken and neglected in terms of health care and education, and for our youth who remains unemployed, forgotten, and excluded. But this not the end. This is not the end. Our movement is stronger than ever before. Together, the Win movement will ensure that our democracy is not hijacked, ballots are not bought, people are not manipulated, and where every citizen has an equal chance for a better future. And we will make sure of it. Thank you, and may God bless our beautiful nation. My fellow
Okay, guys, so there you have it. You've heard from the Win Party leader, Azruddin Mohammed. He had a lot to say, and the party, is also requesting recounts. So far, there are two parties requesting recounts. And according to Azruddin Mohammed, he cites several reasons, several irregularities that the party observed that he believes warrants a recount. One of the things that we've been hearing about a lot is the allegation that nationals of Bangladesh voted in the elections. And GECOM came out last evening, and debunked that claim. GECOM says that, well, Dr. Jagdeo also said any person that voted yesterday on the 1st, all of those people, every last person is a rightful voter. They are accredited and they are eligible to vote. GECOM came out and issued a press statement and debunked the allegation that Bangladesh's nationals voted in Guyana's election. Now, I said it last night, Guyana is becoming a melting pot. Not only are there Guyanese only there now, they have people from not across the world, but you have people from Asia, people from Venezuela, Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, Haiti, Nigeria, and if I missed any, you let me know. So the point is, whether they're coming for work or to migrate to Guyana because of your oil boom, the country is becoming a melting pot. Okay, so those are the concerns of the Win Party leader, and they are requesting a recount. So it's not over, even though the results, all of the regions' votes have been counted, and GECOM has declared the results for all 10 regions, and those declarations are official. Two things haven't happened yet: the recount, which is already approved for the APNU party, and it probably will be approved for the Win Party as well, or any other party that requests a recount. And the other thing that has to happen is GECOM is yet to come out and declare the winner of these elections. Of course, it obviously can't do that until the recount happens and all the parties are satisfied with that process. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Delisa says, yes, Win Party request a recount. That's right. A lot of Sri Lankans, somebody said a lot of Sri Lankans in the country. Thanks for letting me know that. Original Sammy asks, who won? Technically, we can't pronounce on the official winner, but based on the tally of the votes, the PPPC is in the lead according to declarations, official results declared by the Guyana Elections Commission. That's as much as we can tell you this evening and be correct in what we're telling you. Okay, Eugenia Shuri says, good night. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much for your feedback, Eugenia Shuri. Let us know where you're tuning in from this evening. It's 8:48 p.m. We started at 8 p.m. So show of hands for all those who think 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. is a good time to part ways and plan to meet back here perhaps tomorrow, because tomorrow there's a recount. So we still have to come back here and talk about the recount process and what has happened between tonight and tomorrow. When you guys join us, let me know if you want us to do another live or you just want us to upload a video letting you know what's up. What do you prefer, the video or the live? Let me know. Giddens Light says Norton should go count the votes himself. It would be a lot of votes to count, don't you think? We're talking hundreds of thousands of votes. He will need some help. Are you going to help him? Guiding Light? Guiding Light. Will Chris Dawson. Hi, good evening, everyone in the house. Welcome back. Will Chris Dawson, you were here earlier. Thank you for the update, says Bunny EG735. And Budu, I think that's what the name says, Norton didn't even win. Okay. Carlisle Madu says Mohammed has thrown in the towel. Well, I tell you what, at best, the Win Party, a brand new party, has made such a dent based on the results in these elections that it literally destroyed the APNU. At best. And get this, más importante, the most important thing is that at the end of the day, if the PPPC is in fact the winner and they're going to have a second term in office, the Win Party would officially become the official opposition party. And Azzuddin Mohammed will be attending Parliament with his candidates. Imagine that. Azzuddin Mohammed, brand new party in Parliament, face to face with the PPPC officials who are still talking about the sanctions and the alleged criminal activities or charges that were made against Mohammed. Okay, so we could say maybe that's not going to go away. Maybe we're going to hear that come up in Parliament. But the big deal is someone says Win has thrown in the towel. Let's see what happens after the recount. But at best, if not the winner, if not APNU, if not Win, then, and the PPPC is in fact the true winner, then Win will be your official, for Guyana, your official opposition party. And the APNU would have effectively been relegated to position number 3 on the hierarchy in your political system in Guyana. And we must say, and someone was making the point on a live I was watching, and they were doing the political analysis of the figures. Recognize Amanza Walton Desire. I believe she's Dr. Amanza Walton Desire. I believe she has a PhD. For her party's performance in these elections, given that her party is brand new. She announced her party, I think that she started the Forward Guyana movement, I think about in April of 2025, after Azzuddin, I think, announced. And her party picked up votes at almost a lot of polling stations based on the statements of polls that I reviewed myself. So hats off, congratulations to the Forward Guyana movement. Apparently, the Forward Guyana movement actually is ahead of the Alliance for Change. And in terms of votes, and of course, not forgetting again, Miss Simona Brooms of the ALP party. Everyone worked hard, and at the end of the day, it's what the voters say. The voters speak and their voices are heard, and what the voters say, that determines who gets into government and is going to govern the country for the next 5 years. Okay, so the opposition, KGM says the opposition must never allow this corrupt PPP government to get away with evil. Clearly, Win didn't win, and it's in no way that Norton win anything. Okay, so we have Budu Budu says they need to have a revote, like a brand new election. The speaking about that, there were at least three international observer missions to Guyana from the European Union, the Commonwealth, and the United States, the Carter Center. And based on what we're hearing overall, they were impressed with how organized the elections were, how quiet the aftermath of the elections were. People remained calm, and I guess up until this evening, I haven't heard anything wild. And in fact, the United States ambassador to Guyana, Nicole Theriot, commended Guyanese, and she even said that the Guyanese people have matured in their politics so far. No unrest, no craziness. So let's hope that atmosphere of peace and calm prevails in Guyana, because it's very disruptive. Regardless, it's disruptive to the nation. We don't want anybody to get hurt, and it's a loss when there's unrest in the country. Regardless, okay. Let me know what you think in the comment section about that. I don't think you can disagree with that, right? But who knows? Will Chris Dawson says the PPP. Okay, yeah. Carlisle Maru says, I'm hoping that you come live in the morning. Okay. Well, you know what? It is another working day for the final takeaway tomorrow morning. So if there is something major that happens that we want to bring to you, we're definitely going to let you know. Let us know if you're getting the notifications via our post, our community post. Let us know if you're getting the notifications letting you know that we're planning to go live on the times and everything, and all that stuff. So once you're getting that, you can obviously have to subscribe, I think, for the notification, so you will know when we're coming on live. If you're joining us for the first time this evening, we want to welcome you. We've been live streaming since Elections Day, twice on Elections Day, twice yesterday, and twice today. So you already know somebody did not get enough sleep in the last 3 days, because last night we went past midnight, and the night before we went past midnight all the way into the AM. I think we ended the stream around 1:30 a.m. And I'm telling you this, we ended the stream with 700, 800 people in the streams, and people, they don't want to go home. I mean, not go home, but they want to stay in the live, and I wish I could stay with you guys. So tell me what you... Okay. Let me see if I can read a few more other comments. Let us know what you want us to focus on, maybe cover tomorrow. Did we cover everything you want to know about the election so far? How did we do? Did you think we gave you the information you needed? Was it packaged in a way that helped you to understand the elections process? Did we break it down to you in simple terms to help you to understand? And basically just went straight for the jugular and let you know what's up. Let us know. Give us a feedback. We want to know so we can improve for the next live stream. We want to know when you leave here that you leave here understanding everything that's happening, and we can do all of that in like 30 minutes. Okay, so we have covered everything on our agenda tonight to update you. I'm going to take one last check to see if there's anything new that came out since we started the live stream, so you can have a fresh update. If not, we can wind down, and then we can prepare to be on our way. I'm going to be right back in a moment. Okay, guys, I'm back. Thanks for your patience. On your screen is the current, well, the incumbent at elections. I think after Parliament is dissolved, they become the incumbent. Dr. Irfan Ali at his desk earlier today, I believe, and he wanted the nation to know that he was taking care of business, taking care of the people's business, and that the president spent the day reviewing the backlog of correspondences from the past 4 days. So, yes, yesterday, Dr. Irfan Ali says he thanks and congratulates every Guyanese for peacefully exercising their democratic right on the 1st of September. Now, interestingly, Dr. Jack Dio has been the outspoken person during the elections more than the president. Well, not the president. He's the incumbent, no longer president until he's re-sworn in if the PPPC is declared the winner. Right now, it's like sitting on a fence. He's not the president now, but he's not the president yet for the second term, if you get what I'm saying. So he says that he thanked every Guyanese for peacefully exercising their democratic right on the 1st of September. And of course, he mentioned that GECOM was still uploading and verifying the votes. That was yesterday. And today he says he's at his desk, business as usual, I suppose, letting you guys know that the PPP is preparing to continue their reign in office in Guyana. Queen Letta says exactly at okay, so you're speaking to Randy, okay. Budu Budu says, I see PPPC for the next 5 years. Ruben says, Win did so well in Venezuela border. He understands both country. I'm not sure what that means. When you're talking about mentioning Asad Mohammed and Venezuela in the same sentence, it can trigger some nerves because the People's Progressive Party has accused a member, an official, several officials actually, the president. Let's be real. Let's call it the president and the vice president were very vocal about what they allege is Asad Mohammed's connection with Venezuela and the Maduro regime and Nicolas Maduro. That we have not verified that Asad Mohammed has any links to Venezuela. We do know that, I'm not sure if you recall, we did cover this, a congressman in the United States Congress, Carlos Jimenez, and another congresswoman, and the congresswoman, I forgot her first name. They published, well, Carlos Jimenez specifically tweeted on X and basically called Asad Mohammed Maduro's puppet. And we later found out that the Guyana government hired a lobbyist firm out of the United States to send written tweets that should be posted about Mohammed on the X platform. That was denied initially by top officials in the government. I'm not going to name names, but later on, well, let me tell you, President Dr. Irfan Ali said that that was not true. And then a day later, I think 2 days later, Dr. Jack Dio came out and says, yes, we hired a lobbyist firm. And this is why we hired a lobbyist firm, because, the U.S., they do their investigations and they have their eyes on Mohammed, and that if they come out and say he is linked to Venezuela, then you can take that to the bank and cash it for money. Well, where's the evidence? So for those of you who have a critical eye for news and you can step back and look at both sides of the coin, you may say that all of these things that came out about Mohammed, some of them may or may not be true, but what we've seen today, the Win Party picked up 109,000 votes and officially, based on the current results, relegated the APNU party to a third position in the Guyana's political system. Okay? So, that being said, let's look at some more comments. To Lisa Jennings, hi. So these emojis, are those special emojis you guys have? Or is that part of the chat? We are still getting used to the live chats because we usually do not do live streams, like I said, but we had to come to you live so we can talk to you live in real time. Win still needs some time to become the party. I hope that they can be. I'll tell you what, it's an impressive performance. Definitely so. Carlisle Madhu says Ali seems to be cooking up the votes. We don't know, we can't pronounce on that, but you guys are entitled to your own opinion. Desu Harry. I keep getting tongue-tied with your name since last night. Maryland in the house. Welcome from wherever you're tuning in from. We do have some returning viewers in the live. I think all 6 of the lives we've done so far since Elections Day, I see some regular names. So thank you so much for coming back and sticking with us and trusting us to bring you credible information. But if we can say so ourselves, but you let us know if we screwed up, okay? Credible information to you. The original Sammy says, at the final takeaway, thank you. You are welcome. Carlisle Madhu says there are videos showing, Bangladeshis turning up at the polling station. I did see photos of that effect yesterday or on the day of elections. I saw that as well. Andrew Fernandez, PPPC has never lost a free and fair election in Guyana. The PNC has never won on its own, won a free and fair election in Guyana. Okay. Even Ray Charles can see the rigging that took place by the PPPC, says Randy 11731. All right. So we're at 9 p.m. Actually, it's 9:09 p.m. Time flies when you're having fun. Are you guys ready to go? I did do a check to see if there's anything new that came up since we started the live. Everything is calm and quiet. Nothing new came out. No news is good news, right? So I guess we all can go to bed this evening and just await the next step, which is the recount of the ballots for the APNU tomorrow in sub-district 4 of Region 4. We are still to learn whether or not GECOM is going to approve the recounts for Regions 7 and 10 as requested by the APNU party. And in addition to that, if you're just joining us, the Win Party has also requested a recount. So we are going to wait to see what GECOM says. I believe along the lines of transparency and accountability, that we could expect GECOM to also approve Win's request for now. We haven't seen specifically, I think he says which regions, but we haven't seen anything yet from GECOM. Javale Wilshire, the population doesn't trust the APNU. Danae Yura says, I vote for him. I'm not sure if it's for Win or for the APNU for Norton. Carlisle says, presidents don't get involved in the counting of votes. Hypothetically, well, yes, they're not supposed to. We have to assume that all the protocols were followed unless we have tangible, credible evidence to disprove that the process was transparent. We don't have any evidence of that. We have allegations by the parties of irregularities about statements of polls and disappearing ballots and disappearing ballot boxes and ballot boxes being opened and, a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot of stuff, but some allegations about irregularities. But by and large, we haven't seen any tangible evidence, any credible evidence to that effect. So maybe when the opposition party goes for the recount and when they bring their case, they may or may not provide evidence of their claims. Dayandia Ramlal, wind could go and pass some. Okay. All right. So, Javale, yes, I did read that already. So, guys, we appreciate you. We have over 500 people still in the stream. We are going to love you and leave you soon. If you have any other questions or you want to tell us anything else that you want us to look into, please let us know. And show of hands if you'd like us to do another stream. I know someone said earlier, yes, please come back and do another live stream tomorrow. We wouldn't mind doing that as long as we have, that's a breaking news, basically. So, yes, we're going to be ending the stream very soon. You are welcome to sign out on your own, or you can just sit in the stream and talk to each other and ask me anything whilst I'm here. And then we're going to wrap up and say our little goodbyes. See you later. Until the next time. Okay, someone asked if Critics is on yet. Critics is rather quiet. We haven't seen much. I think he's still recovering from what happened at his office the other day with the gentleman that went into his office to collect, allegedly, I don't know the whole story. We don't follow Critics, but we understand that someone went in to collect something. I think it was money from Critics at his office, and you guys already know how that went. That went sideways very quickly, and I think both of the men, Critics and the other guy, were charged for assault and battery on each other. Okay, so yes, we don't know if Critics is on yet. You guys let me know. He's quite a character, but somebody said something about that last night, about Critics, and I did say that, or the night before, that everyone has their own personality. We're not here to judge anyone. The content creators, everybody has their own personality, and that's what they bring to their fans. And that person with their unique personality, that's why those fans follow that person, because they like that person's personality traits, their nuances, whatever, however they are. Some people like aggressive people. Some people like, in terms of content creators, some people like calm content creators, calm speech. Some people like professionalism. Some people like it raw. Some people like it polished. So you know this. We choose the people we want to listen to based on our value system. And so I'm sure you guys hop around and listen to other people. You don't have to, it's not specifically, but to each his own, like I said. And so Critics has his following, and he definitely is a character. Yes, Randy says Critics gets high attention. He gets high on attention. I don't want to psychoanalyze Critics, but I appreciate your comment that he says he gets high on attention. Queen Letta 14, see you soon, dear. I recognize your name. I see you coming up in the stream, commenting on the videos. Your name is familiar, and I recognize you. So thank you so much for coming through and for supporting us and staying with us. And we look forward to seeing these names commenting on the videos that are going to be coming up soon. As soon as the election season has quieted down, we're going to go back to uploading the videos for you, the stories, the analysis and stuff like that. And if you want us to continue streaming, we could let us know if you want us to do at least one live stream per week. We could do that on Friday evening when you're off from work. It's been a long week. You want to just unwind and relax and do something fun. Maybe it doesn't have to be newsy. It could be we're just getting together and chatting about the week, about your, right here in the live stream. We could do that. It doesn't have to be about news. Let us know if you want us to try something like that, and we certainly can accommodate you. If not Friday evening, on Saturday, when everybody has had their rest and they're looking to, relax and unwind, we could meet up on Saturdays in the evening and we can have a live stream just to chat and catch up, okay? Or we could pick a topic and we could talk about it. You just let me know. Okay, Randy says, yes, please, once a week. That sounds good. Okay, great. So we have one person who is happy if we can would be happy if we can have a live stream on the weekend. That is a possibility. We can do that. And Michelle K. Campbell says, well done, my fair lady. That is a sweet, sweet and kind sentiment. I appreciate you for saying that. I really do. I really, really do. It means a lot. And it's inspiring. And it re-energizes the team here who put in so much work to bringing whatever content we bring to you. It seems simple. We make it look simple, but a lot of work goes into these presentations, okay? Letta says, see you soon. See you soon, dear. See you soon. See you soon. I'm getting tongue-tied. That means I'm tired. See you soon, Queen Letia 14. See you soon. Randy. Okay, so Randy says, okay, Daniel James, we're waiting for the official results. We are waiting for the official results. If you are now tuning in, we are about to end the stream. And you can always go back as soon as this stream ends, literally in about almost right away. This becomes a video uploaded on our channel. So all you have to do is go to our channel page and click on live, the live playlist, and you will see all our live streams if you missed anything, so you can get all caught up with anything that you missed, okay? Will Chris Dawson says, if Win had collated with a APNU, this mess would have never happened. So that's a conversation we can have maybe tomorrow, okay? How about we use that as a topic to talk about? Because there is a possibility, I believe Guyana's electoral system and their laws allow for a collation to happen after the fact. I think I'm going to look into that. I don't want to give you the wrong information, but I think they can still collate after the fact. And if they do, there is a potential that they can be the coalition government. You never know. You never know. J edits say PPP, if you win, help the public servants. A lot of people would like to see jobs creation, more jobs for Guyanese, the locals, and that the current job market is not only, how should I put this? We understand that the foreigners are getting a lot of the jobs in Guyana and the locals aren't getting the jobs. Allegedly because the foreigners are accepting lower income rates than the Guyanese people. And then there were some a report that says the Guyanese people shouldn't complain if they are not working and not earning because they're lazy. I don't know. You tell me. Carlisle Madu, have a pleasant night's rest. Thank you so much. You enjoy your evening as well. Have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you soon, okay? Randy says, your program is very informative. Let me read that. It's Randy 11731 says, your program is very informative, and we all support you. Thanks a million. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I literally put my hand across my heart. I mean that. See, my body language is speaking the truth. Thank you so much. This was a different kind of election, says Jay Edits. Yeah, in some sense, yes, because it is actually historical. I mean, you have the Forward Guyana movement, a woman-led party. Well, let's not talk about gender. The Forward Guyana movement that just literally started that party 2 or 3 months ago, leading, according to the polls, ahead of the Alliance for Change. And the Alliance for Change party was once in government with the APNU as a coalition government. What in the world has happened since the last 5 years? So it shows, though, it is testament to the changes that are happening in Guyana and how people are becoming more politically aware and looking for alternatives. And you never know. And so the good thing is, if Forward Guyana and the ALP parties, and of course, well, WIN is more than likely going to be, if all things being equal, based on the numbers that we have so far, be the main opposition party, the other parties have a chance to grow and expand their support base over the next 5 years. And who knows? Who would have thought WIN would have been winning and, as you guys say, beating up the APNU in these elections? Who would have thought? So the moral of the story is, nothing is forever, and change could happen in a blink of an eye. Never underestimate the power of the people. That's the moral of the story. Thank you, Queen Letta says, I was enjoying your coverages on the Adriana story. Yes, I know I saw you on coming in a lot yourself, and there was another viewer or follower or subscriber. I haven't seen her recently. Spitfire, I would not forget that name. I haven't seen her, but if she's in this stream, we welcome you, and we do enjoy seeing you guys coming through almost every time we post something on the channel. She says, I was enjoying your coverages on the Adriana story. We covered that story. We were on that story like white on rice. It was a very, 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 very sad story to cover. I will tell you that. And I'll tell you something since we're talking about that. And, you know, for some people, it will never go away, because for some people in the family, they don't have closure on this story. It was very sad. I was actually watching live, and I didn't know what had happened at that point. I so happened to tune in to a live on social media, and it was at that moment they had just been called back into the hotel because somebody raised an alarm that they saw something. At that point, I didn't know what it was, but the only thing I knew at that point when I tuned into the live, that it was this young girl that was missing, and they were looking for her. And so I was like, okay, let me see, maybe this is something I can cover. And then right before my eyes, I did not expect it, they showed us the child in the swimming pool right there before my eyes. So it was a really, really, really sad story. And I literally cried like a baby, snotty nose and everything, like it was my own child. So I felt that it was important for us to cover that story from the beginning to the end. And we tried our best to be as impartial as possible, not to point fingers and things like that. And, you know, unfortunately, we will cover anything significant that comes out of that story. Maybe we should actually do a follow-up to see where the investigation is at. But we did learn that the investigation is still open. but we don't know. We should do a follow up. What do you think? So thank you so much for your feedback and for your positive feedback. Thank you. Karen Mohammed, hi sis, good night. Hi sis, good night. Hi sis, back to you. See, I have a sis. Yes, I do. The police did a bad job, says Jay Edith. How about we do a follow-up story on the Adriana Young story? Yes, that will be something I can cover maybe next week after the elections have died down. We do have some things that we have to cover, but we've put aside because of the elections, because right now that is that's at the center of our focus at the moment. Will Chris says bye. We'll see you later. I know I'm supposed to leave already, so we'll see you later, guys. Okay, so you can leave and take your time, but we're going to be ending the stream in about 3 minutes at 9:30 p.m. So yes, we'll see you tomorrow. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Sending you love, hugs, air hugs. We'll see you tomorrow.